All right, gang, so just a quick heads up. Instead of doing what I've been promising for ages, which is to get around to that audiobook, instead I went ahead and compiled all 10 years of the Blue Skies writing that I did and put it together in a fucking book. It's going to go on Amazon here real damn quick, listed as the Lunatic Fringe book. You'll be able to find it in pretty much any of the marketplaces that Amazon has. It is literally every single word I ever wrote from that magazine, and it's all put together in nice book form. You can buy it in ebook, you can buy it in paperback, and believe it or not, you can even buy it in fucking hardback. Again, it's going to be available here really, really soon. This one not only includes all the articles that were in the first fucking pilot book, but about 60 more articles. It's got 350 or so pages of some pretty funny, inappropriate, and hopefully informative shit. So check it out.
Blue skies call. They seduce us, pulling us irresistibly upwards, reminding us to fly our own line, on our wings, and in life. We are the seekers, adventurers, being one with the air, feeling everything and nothing at once. That's the magic we chase. Follow the call. Find your pure, wild flight with NZ Aerosports.
Of course, I absolutely love the NZ Aerosports business model. I mean, come on. One glance at an Icarus fuck yeah sticker and you know it lines up perfectly with the fucking pilot mentality. But outside their wonderful use of colorful language and a great company vibe, there's a long list of reasons to say NZ Aerosports fuck yeah. NZ Aerosports blows me away right out of the gate as a canopy manufacturer with a bold offer. They give you 10 jumps on your brand new nylon to decide if you want to keep it, swap it out, or even return it for a refund. I mean, seriously, how incredible is that? That's like getting halfway through a prom and deciding you prefer the slightly racier date that goes down faster. Seriously, they do that. If you're not madly in love with your new canopy after 10 jumps, they'll let you swap it out for another size or model, or even get your money back. And the range of canopies they've got? Man, they've got a style canopy to fit every jumper and every situation with models you know and trust. Like the Sapphire 3, the perfect choice for the beginner or intermediate canopy pilot. The Crossfire 3, when you're ready to kick it up that elliptical notch. The JFX 2, if you're looking to up your new swoop game. The Leia as the workhorse and dirtwater dirt beast. Or the Petra. The Petra cranks out crazy power and is nothing short of a record breaker. But hey, it's not always about speed either. Take the Kraken. Built as a low pack volume canopy specifically with wingsuiting in mind, she gives you all the performance you're looking for with the reliability you need that'll have you itching for that next formation, rodeo, or puffy cloud. So, the equipment is top-of-the-line kick-ass stuff as you already know, but how about the team? Well, the customer service gang is there to sort you out whenever you need them. Maddie and Beto are always there to help with Jen holding the reins. They're available for you at sales@nzaerosports.com, and they've got a kick-ass live chat tool on the website if you're wanting to hit someone up right away. These are the crew you're going to want to talk to get those custom orders in. With the stock nylon, once you know what you want, they'll have that shit on a FedEx truck as soon as the credit card machine says approved and get you in the air in no time. For your custom orders, you'll be able to get a time frame for building and shipping when you design it, so get to it. And demos. They've got demos in the US available from their partner Rock Sky Market. The whole US demo fleet is there with Sapphire 3, Crossfire 3, Kraken, JFX2, and Leia canopies in a range of sizes. They also offer student and tandem demos in the US. Bottom line, every step of the way, NZ Aerosports is there to get you what you need, and I personally couldn't be happier to be teamed up with them here on Lunatic Fringe. And now, time to get started with Lunatic Fringe Into the Void, brought to you proudly by NZ Aerosports. Fuck yeah.
Coming straight from the cockpit, it's another episode of Lunatic Fringe with the fucking pilot.
Ready, set, go. My name is Ray Kubiak. I'm in the can here with, well, you guys tell me, who the fuck are you and what do you do?
Matt?
We are Windy Tube. We come in and we give ridiculous commentary on this beautiful indoor skydiving industry as best we can from our perspective. Currently, I'm a former instructor, former corporate persona. And then James, I'll let you introduce yourself.
We should have started with the Windy Tube intro. What's up, everybody? My name's James. All right, cool. In that case, I'll just keep going on my end. Thanks, Matt, for really just leaving me out to dry there. I really appreciate that. I'm James Gillissenn. I've been instructing for about 7 years. I'm working at iFLY Portland in Oregon. The last of the good tunnels. I said it. And yeah, I did a lot of work with Matt on Windy Tube video editing, just doing goofy shit and having a good time, living that plan B. Plan A didn't work out. Plan B is pretty fucking dope. So
Plan B.
Can't be mad at it, man.
So that's awesome. So my understanding is that you guys knew each other prior to any of this.
We did, yeah. We met in high school.
Freshman year.
Yeah, in PE. James sat next to me because of our last names, alphabetical order.
Essentially, they're adjacent in the alphabet, so.
Yeah, actually, funny enough, I think our first official introduction, our origin story happens in computer class. Somebody had hacked our little mini computer lab, made it so you could play a game, a versus each other. We would all shoot each other with flamethrowers and guns and stuff. And James, I think, killed me with a flamethrower or something. And he kept doing it. It was a constant, almost a nagging thing. And it was frustrating. I'm like, all right, who is, such and such? And then he stands up all proud as hell. And he's like, that's me. And I was like, this motherfucker. And then sure enough, I found out in PE that we sat right next to each other. And then that started the craziness from there.
That's awesome. So how did that turn into flying in wind tunnels and shit?
Who
got who in?
It was I gotta say that we definitely got ourselves in. It's not like we recommended each other for anything. Gotcha. But Matt definitely broke the seal. We've always been kind of rivals in the healthiest of ways. I used to study martial arts, and Matt was really good at art, and he took dance, and then I joined the military, and then he became an instructor, and it was always just this back and forth, one-upping, just to stay on par with each other. And when I joined the Air Force in 2007, it was very shortly after basic training that I would see pictures of Matt on Facebook flying in the fucking Hollywood tunnel. That was the first time I had ever seen anything like that in 2007. I was like, damn, I made the wrong decision. I should be flying in a tube in Hollywood.
Well, so, what happened was I was going to school for animation, and then it was kind of becoming a drag in the last year. So then I ended up getting a job at iFLY Hollywood. Even though I know it felt like probably 2007, it was probably closer to 2010. But around that time in Hollywood, flying around, James got out of the military, and I was like, bro, we need to work at a wind tunnel together. And then James interviewed for it, but it kind of wasn't really his thing at that time. He was just in a different headspace, just getting out of the military.
And it was impossible to live in LA and work at a wind tunnel, with the pay.
I had a roommate situation going on with another fellow instructor, Christian Rosas, and then later Josh Boville. And we live like 3 miles up from the tunnel in Hollywood, and we got some smoking ass rent in LA. So it worked out on my end.
Like
But
$3
James
grand a
definitely-
month. It was awesome.
It was
Super
Hey.
affordable.
Hey, it was 2 separate rooms. We weren't sleeping in the same one, you know. But but yeah, and then James moved around a lot. James went to like Salt Lake City, and then when he made his way out to Portland, I think by that time I was still dancing because I had left.
Well, no, I think you were in Chicago, or no? Is that before you became an instructor again?
Yeah, it was before I became an instructor again. Yeah, and then that's when you did the whole thing on your own and got hired in at Portland.
Yeah, I was living out in Utah, climbing cell towers, working cell site construction, working like 18, 20 hours a day,
Yeah.
6, 7 days a week. It was grueling. But
Yeah, that will fry you too, right?
yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm sterile. Honestly, I haven't tested it, but I'm pretty sure. You know, spend enough time in front of an antenna, blasting radiation, things will happen. But
Do you hear screaming in the background? That's my boss.
oh,
Yeah, he was hooting and hollering just now. I don't know if that's coming through the mic, but
Oh,
okay.
no.
that's crazy. Did you know Orly King? Orly King was an old skydiver. He passed a few years back, but he used to climb cell towers in Utah. That's why I asked. So
It takes a special kind of crazy to be a tower climber. Honestly,
yeah,
I
it
know
pays
I
well.
noticed that. It does.
Yeah.
It does. So
Yeah.
did that for a little while, but it was hard work. I never had any time for myself or personal life or anything. So when I found out that iFLY Portland was opening, my girlfriend at the time also wanted to get out of Utah. She was born and raised there. So I was like, damn, I'm ready to go to the West Coast again. I need to get back out there. And, never been to Portland, but we went out, and the tunnel was about 3 months away from being complete. I had a job interview in Seattle. I didn't drop Matt's name or anything. You know, it's all just.
I mean, I'd let him know. I was like, I had left iFLY Hollywood at that point, and I was like, man, I don't know if I can actually give you an in or a recommendation. I'm like, but good luck with what you do. But he got in, fucking made it work.
Yeah, we actually helped finish building the tunnel since it was under construction. They were like, James, can you turn a wrench? I was like, I've been climbing towers for the last 5 years. I can turn the fuck out of a wrench. Let's
Well,
go.
in the beginning, you're like, I'll do whatever you want.
Yeah, seriously. I'll suck your dick.
You
I'll
got a
fucking suck your
toilet
dick.
or a dick? Like, I got this. And so you both worked in Portland together.
Yes.
Yeah,
that
after
was
a
like-
couple months working out there, Matt was working in Chicago again, and I was like, dude, there's an opening here. We haven't really kicked it since high school. Like, we need to move in together and be instructors.
So what had happened was, I
What
was like, I'm giving up the tunnel life. I'm going to become a ballroom dancer. That's it. It's done. It's over. I had this big grand going away in Hollywood. And then Houston called me halfway through my dancing stuff. And they were like, yo, we're just opening up out in Houston. We would love to have an instructor like you, since we know that you're not tied to a tunnel, kind of come out, help us out since you're an L4. I'm like, I had to turn them down, and the timeline just didn't work. But ever since then, it irked me. I was like, you know what? I think I want to go back. So chugged a bunch of the iFLY Kool-Aid, got hired in at Chicago. But after accepting that position, I found out about Portland through James because he got in. I'm like, maybe Portland's like a thing I could try to do. But when I ran that idea by the GM at the time, I'm like, hey, is it cool if I go to Chicago for like a little bit and then you send me to Portland? And they were like, no, we can't do that. I'm like, damn it. I was like, all right. So then I get to Chicago, and then halfway through Chicago, a manager position or a shift supervisor position opens in Portland. And then I visit James for his birthday, and that just happens to be the most beautiful sunny day in fucking Portland.
Right.
And James is like, this could
The
all be
only
yours,
sunny
man.
Yeah,
He's like, this could all be yours. I'm like, yeah, all right. So I applied and then got in, and then that reconnected us again.
Hell
Got
yeah.
him.
Got him. Nailed
Rick
it.
did that.
Sinker.
Nice.
Yeah,
So did you guys fuck around with like video stuff when you were in high school? Just goofing off, making videos?
We did.
Yeah.
We
We
did
sure
a lot.
did.
But that's
Oh.
James, though. James was the camera guy. I was just taking photos and drawing pictures, but James was the one with like a big ass fucking video recorder, just recording random high school dumbass shit, like
Yeah.
lighting stuff on fire, a lot of stuff getting lit on fire, people wrestling,
Right.
So much fire.
movies, because we did a lot of video editing in high school as well.
Right.
but we never thought to like collaborate on that end. We always collaborated with like drawings and comics and writing stories, but we never collaborated like heavily on video pieces.
I gotta tell you, the comedy that you guys brought through the Windy Tube, I was binging it. I noticed it's been about 2 years, boys. What's going on?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
What's going on?
We're working on it, man. I mean,
are you guys? I mean, because you're doing your thing, Matt, right? What are you doing now?
So I'm doing a website maintenance for a marketing company based out of Central Oregon.
Yeah, it makes it tough when you're not like at the same location every day. Huh?
Yeah, but I'm working on trying to close the gap. Wife and kids and I, we're trying to make our way back over to the Portland side. Obviously, the housing market's kind of doing its crazy thing right now, but we're keeping our eyes peeled, and hopefully once that distance closes, then we can try to starting up some episodes again.
So yeah, Portland, I'm sorry.
We always got stuff in the works for Windy Tube. Like we never stopped thinking about it, you know. I've got a whole list of jokes and skits and stuff that are in the wings just waiting to go, you know. But me and Matt would split the production of each Windy Tube episode. Like we'd film about an hour's worth of footage, and then we'd have to cut it down to like 5-10 minutes. So someone's job was initially to cut the footage down and make the raw episode. And then they'd hand that off to the next person who would do the color correction, the green screen, the special effects, sound effects, music, all that. So that really made it pretty easy and fluid as a process. But then once Matt left, man, I was like all on me. And, you know, Atlas could only hold the earth for so long, you know, so it was like it had to be fun. You know, I'm sitting here doing 20, 30, 40 hour weeks just on an episode. You know, I'd sit down at a computer for 10 hours a day for like a week. Yeah, no, it's super hard. So, you know, it has to stay fun. And that's kind of why I haven't really done anything with it.
And you know what? I'd rather not get an episode than to get some shit jump the shark episode.
Right on.
You know what I mean? Some tired, we got to do this because we got Kubiak's wanting me to do one. So I better get it done.
Yeah, you know.
And in the meantime, I'll just watch Judge Judy and shit and wait.
And I think that's honestly what it comes down to is giving
watch Jerry Springer and touch myself.
Mari Povich, what's going down?
That's funny.
We got some good skits in the wings. Like I don't know if you've seen that video that Nate Roth came out with years ago. It was like the FTTTTTP. It was like for the. It was like
I'm writing this down.
Yeah. I'll send you the link. But it's a video about like tunnel toddler training program, and it's like advanced head down for toddlers, and you know it's super funny. So he's a big inspiration. But we came up with another one. We were just complaining about FITP and how it's a shitty acronym. Like, Flight Instructor Training Program, FITPA. Like, you can't even say that if you spell it out, you know? So we came up with a new one. I'm writing out a skit for it right now. It's the Program for Educators of Novice Indoor Skydivers. So that way when people come in, you can say, are you here for the penis? You're here for the penis, right? So I think that's better.
It's going to go over well with the kids. Kids are gonna love it.
Well,
but Windy Tube was never for kids, and you know that. Like I had to keep reminding.
That's what I'm saying. The kids are gonna love it, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. They love all the stuff that's never made for them. All the stuff that's made for them, they can keep listening.
I don't think I've done an FITP where I haven't been sexually violated.
Oh yeah, that's part of the job. That's why most trainers get the rating is for the free taint touches. You know,
nobody likes their skin tight suits because it flies better. Let's just be real here.
I got a tattoo over mine that says "not a handle."
Nice, very good. Yeah. I got a tattoo over mine that says definitely a handle. So we're different folks.
Yeah, except when I'm aroused, and it says not a handle, but on Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Thursdays, maybe it could be in its entirety. So anyway,
activity.
He got it done in bold, like all caps.
Portland's corporate.
It is. Portland is corporate.
But low key, that's the dopest corporate tunnel, I think, dude.
I think so too.
From an outside perspective looking in, being like, if I was gonna work for corporate, I might work for Portland.
Yeah.
Good crew, huh?
Yeah, we got a great crew. Oh yeah, I was just gonna say, like our crew is awesome. Our lead is dope.
Nice.
Cole Fair's
That's important, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
So you were
Portland's
talking-
always been in its own little world since its inception. Like Seattle kind of takes a lot of attention just because of everything involved with Seattle.
Right.
But I feel like Portland and the Sacramento tunnel were kind of like hidden in there. And same with SF Bay, like these little just northern.
See, that's the thing. Like if I was going to compare like Seattle to Portland, I would compare Hollywood to San Diego. Like San Diego's the spot in California, right? Like when I think of California, I don't think of Hollywood, California. When I think of Hollywood, California, I think of smog. And no offense to California, but that's just what I think. And when I think of like San Diego, I think of surfing and like sun and
that's the thing. To that degree, the San Diego corporate tunnel and Oceanside kind of exemplify more of that California feel.
Right.
Whereas the Hollywood tunnel, just through and through, kind of comes off more as a tourist attraction, in my opinion.
Right. Yeah, and I didn't so much mean it like, because it is. It's 10-foot tunnel.
Tiny thing.
I meant mainly, maybe not even talking about the tunnel, just in general. Like when I think of Portland, Oregon,
gotcha.
To
like
Seattle,
yeah.
Seattle's like Portland's like the smaller city that's still fun, right? And Seattle's like.
There's a rivalry between Seattle and Portland, but Seattle's weather's worse, believe it or not. So I think we went. I'm gonna go ahead and call it.
It's worse, huh?
Seattle's definitely worse. Yeah. Like we may only have 2 or 3 months out of the year where the weather's perfect, but I don't know if Seattle even gets one. So
nice.
Yeah.
So do you guys skydive as well, or?
I have.
Yeah.
I think we both have.
Oh yeah, right. I got one tandem and 2 solos under my belt.
Oh, nice. 2 solos. Damn,
look at you, Paula.
Telling you,
that just never bit you. You never was like, "How am I gonna go do that?"
It almost did. And honestly, the instructor slash buddy Matt, he was trying to he was like egging me on so bad. He's like, "Come on, man, go for your 3rd one, go for your 4th one." But yeah, it just never caught. Shortly after, he ended up quitting, and then I quit, and then I moved around after that. So it all kind of just fell by the wayside, man.
That's kind of what I'm waiting for. Like I have one tandem as well that I did in Utah for a friend's birthday. I enjoyed the experience, but then after that, I almost immediately became an instructor, and I haven't been out of a plane since. And it's like it's expensive to get a skydiving license, and it's really time consuming. And I can fly in the tunnel for free, so I'm kind of a tunnel rat through and through. But I can also put it out there right now. If someone's willing to get me my license for free, I'm down. I know that happens. I've heard of it.
World's first. You heard it here.
Yeah. Someone hook a brother up. I'm down to meet you in the sky.
Dang, I should just pay for your AFF, bro.
I'm saying, like, I'll even like pay for the jumps, but if someone's willing to give me like the free coaching and just let me pay for jumps or something, I'll be down with that. I
can start a GoFundMe for you.
Oh, dude, that would be great. I appreciate that a lot, man.
For as little $1 a day, you can sponsor.
Hey, that's funny. Okay. Yeah, write that down.
Mm-hmm.
So your backflips, I want to talk about these backflips that you have going on right now, because there's something different, bro. Like the rotation speed that you're getting on these backflips. What is this? How are you getting this rotation?
Man, we could have a whole Joe Rogan style episode of just technique talk, Ray.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. We need content. Let's do it.
All right. Well, first of all, I'm a ninja, so we're gonna go ahead and put that on the record.
Right. Technically, I've always been... if you wouldn't have said that.
Yeah, well, some it's more. What isn't it? Samurai that are humble. Isn't humility a samurai trait? I'm a little bit more.
But you said ninja.
Just get the job done. Exactly right. Exactly. So.
I heard one the other day that said if ninjas were good at their job, nobody would even know they existed.
Yeah, that's true. Well, good thing I'm terrible at my job, but I'm great at backflips. So
nice. Sorry, so let's talk about this technique. Give the kids at home, give me something to try, because
for sure.
I want spit to come out my nose.
Sweet. No promises, but I'll break it down a little bit for you about the way that I do them. That kick out the door in the beginning is like key for me. I've tried to do it where you blast up, you come straight down, you go straight back up again, and I can't seem to get that rotation that I want. but for some reason, kicking my legs out the door, having them come back, centering myself, and then as my legs are rocking back towards my chest, that's when I blast up and I just tuck for all get out, and that's sort of where I'm experimenting now. Like I spent a long time just trying to stay centered as I was going up and coming down, playing with the wind speed. Like the faster the wind speed, the more I drift. So I'm kind of working on that. But right now I'm doing at about 94%. I can get 6 or 7 pretty consistently every demo. And I'm kind of experimenting with that tuck. When I was in Fort Lauderdale in 2020, Portland was closed because of COVID. So I worked 8 months in Fort Lauderdale because Florida was business as fucking usual. And,
Florida was Florida, baby.
Yeah, baby. Kayla McDonald was the GM at the time, and she used to be a trapeze artist in the circus. So she saw me flipping, and she was like, "Well, this is how we do it on a trapeze." And then I was getting advice from Willow as well, because Willow is low key my backflip rival. He put me through FITP. He made me an instructor, and now we're like battling out to see who can do more backflips in the tunnel. So I kind of take his advice. I take advice from people who trick and stuff outside the tunnel. Widening your knees and really pulling them into your chest is sort of key. Like as soon as I blast up, I'm fighting that centrifugal force to get my knees into my chest. And the tighter I can squeeze those into my chest, the faster those rotations happen. So I'm kind of experimenting with like hands over the knees, squeezing into the chest, hands under the knees, squeezing the thighs into the chest, wide knees, close knees. I tend to have better luck with a little bit of a wider stance with my knees. That keeps me kind of centered, and it keeps me from oscillating out to my side. Mm-hmm. It keeps me kind of vertical. And then it's just a matter of just, getting
just a drag coefficient, right? Like how wide is going to slow down the rotation.
Exactly. And
the knee thing and the arm combination help with the speed to keep you centered, right? Instead of kind of going off the center and towards the wall.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And it's mainly that second right before you blast up. Like I just take, as soon as my feet come out the door and then back in, that moment of like stall is me kind of centering, making sure that I'm blasting.
Kind of setting it up for the amount.
I call that the pop.
Right. And then it's just a matter of like spotting the door, and you're spinning so fast, so I can kind of tell like if I'm getting close to a wall or something. Mm-hmm. And my best ones are always the ones where I'm like, fuck it, I'll just hit the wall, screw it. And those are the ones where I get like 7, 8 backflips going.
And you're perfectly centered, huh?
Yeah, and it works out fine. You always think you're closer to the wall than you actually are.
Right. Giving up the awareness is actually helping you with keeping yourself centered, as opposed to trying to
exactly
keep your wits. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you're coming down and I'm counting. I always watch those videos like 3 times. I'm like, bitch, nice. Was that 7?
Yeah, right, exactly.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that was 7. But you still had 6 feet of altitude. I'm just saying, where's 8?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like every time. Yeah.
Yep, I'm a little bit.
Just held it.
Just say it, Ray. Just say it.
No, dude. Look, I'm hard to impress. That's for sure. Like, those backflips, that rotation in those backflips is impressive. Like,
thanks, man.
Mine's like, it reminds me of rollerblading. Not that I was rollerblading, but like when rollerblading hit the X Games, the way they would do their backflips on like the quarter pipe or the half pipe, it looks like what you're doing as far as the speed of the rotation. A flip in general has like a certain timing, it's like a flip twist. It has kind of a certain thing that it does. And when somebody goes outside of that rhythm, it's noticeable, and your backflips are outside that rhythm for sure. So,
thanks, man. Cool. I'll take it.
Not to be weird, but
not at all, man.
You watch his videos 3 times over. Who's making?
So we got what your trick is. Yeah. Well, hey, Matt, what's your trick, bud?
Bro, mine was just copy and paste. Nice. I would watch some old school Ray Kubiak videos. And I'd be like, all right, let me see what I can do here.
Don't do that shit. You gotta get the European style. Like, don't watch my videos. I'm too punk rock for you. I
think the last thing I tried working on was that iron cross that Reese implemented. That was like my last hoorah, and I could only ever snag it on my left side.
How come it is so odd going the opposite way?
right? With anything. But
I think it's the pain of like knowing what it feels like when it's good, and then going to your opposite way. And then now, you know, that employee showed up that you can't not be awesome in front of because they're gonna make fun of you. Like, you know what I mean? Like your pride kicks in, and then you just don't want to work on the week.
You always got to pick the level 1 to drive, so that way they always hype you up.
I just start them off from the start. I'm like, look, I'm 45 years old. I've been doing this for a hot minute. You're gonna see me hit the wall sometimes because I want to do cool shit. But
I feel like your level, Ray, you play it off in such like you'd probably play it off in the most elegant of ways, you know.
Sometimes I go in the stairwell and cry. Like,
don't we?
How do I get this? But you know, okay. It is what it is.
It dries quick on the concrete in the stairwell. That's fine.
Exactly.
Were you guys ever into competing?
For a short minute, I competed. I think more than James did, but we did get the opportunity to compete together in Phoenix, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was super dope.
Yeah,
I got an off the cuff question.
Hit it.
If you were going to design a tunnel competition, what would it consist of? Like,
you're asking the right guy.
Oh man.
Like what would it be? I'm not talking about like a national competition. I'm talking about let's get it. What are we looking at?
Man, I would involve way more music, way more like audience participation. A big inspiration kind of came from a party that Tacho threw for Regina out in Houston. It's a huge party. I think he bought out all Memorial, and the way they decked out that tunnel for that party. I mean, they had like a bar, like an open bar set up with like food, and it was kind of almost like a nightclub setting. And everybody was kind of having a free for all in the tunnel, but the look and the way they transformed that tunnel, I felt could be a good way to set up a competition for. But then I think of Win Games, right, where Frank, like his performances became more viral than somebody winning first place for a lot of those categories. And so I felt that if we kind of built an event more around that, where you were going for that viral hit or that viral sensation, that was A, fun for the audience, but B, fun for the people in the tunnel, at the tunnel. I think that whole experience would just kind of change how those competitions are felt and seen, and kind of help the industry grow from the sport perspective. Yeah.
What you got, James?
Well, I didn't have a job as an event coordinator working for corporate like Matt did. So, I mean, the only competition I really saw firsthand was Flight of the Phoenix in 2017. And that was super dope. Like, as far as like a couple words on competitions themselves, like, have I done it? Yeah. Am I really interested in it? Not particularly. I am very competitive, and I'm not very good in the tunnel flying competition world. Like, when you got people like the Wittenbergs walking around, it's just like, you might as well just go home, you know? So, but the competitions are definitely dope, and you will always come back a better flyer than when you left. It's the weirdest thing. Just being around people at competitions, you're sharing knowledge, you're sharing experiences. Everybody's like, oh, what are you working on? You know, what you know, how do you do this better? And even just being around that atmosphere, you come back a better flyer. I'd say like Blake Cullen, for example, is a perfect example of that. Like we started at Portland together, and he just would come back from these competitions as a different flyer every time. And now he's just this savage flyer that you see, you know, on Instagram and stuff. At Eggs and Blaken. Yeah. Check his ripped ass out. It's fucking dope. This is
funny though.
So Matt,
yeah,
let's make that happen, man. Huh? Let's take your idea. What's wrong with that? We'll talk offline. Like
we compete against ourselves every day, and that's all the competition we need, I think.
I want a competition where you just like I like seeing everybody.
Yeah.
Seeing everybody in like a leapfrog environment where it's like cool. You know how like whole street jams are done on the skate side?
Yeah.
Where it's like, hey, you don't have a written routine. I don't want to see your polished turd. Like,
don't show me your demo.
Punk rock look like? like, hey, dude, can you do and be like, I'll see your and you will whop bam, like,
I mean,
you know?
and I think that was one of the things I kind of had an issue with as a whole when I was part of the competition circuit is, as James mentioned, right? Like we've got celebrities within the tunnel industry, but they're not promoted enough, I think, to that degree to where if you saw them at a competition and you weren't a competitor, but say it was just your first year flying, but you saw those names around the tunnel and kind of heard them and you knew, you're like, oh man, Blake Cullen, you know, is going up against Ray Kubiak in the tunnel. Like, oh shit, like this has been brewing, you know.
Blake wins.
Well,
Blake won that one.
But the rivalry that's needed for those to kind of have some teeth and some feeling and some weight, which makes people stick around, was something that I felt we always needed more of. Like celebrities to us, but not celebrities to anybody else. And I'm like, oh, everybody needs to know them. If you're in the tunnel industry, whether you're a casual skydiver, hardcore tunnel flyer, like you should know these people as well. So that way these competitions hold more weight for you to want to watch them and be there and see them in person. That was one of the things that struck me when I got to go to nationals in VA Beach, was seeing all of these champs flying in person. I was like, what? Even the competition in Phoenix was super awesome because I got to see Austin Crandall. And at the time I'm like, damn, that helmet, like those flip twist, like everything he was doing was so fun to watch in person. And then he became like this celebrity in my eyes. So for me, it was more fun to watch these people go to worlds and other competitions and then seeing them, you know, get sponsored and things like that. And yeah, man, I think it'd be fun as hell to do that kind of competition.
It would be cool, not to replace what's going on, you
know? No,
but to kind of settle, because what I've seen happen is there was free fly competitions. Body Flight Bedford did a free fly competition that was awesome, and every year it was like the most exciting shit ever. Then we started flying dynamic lines. Then dynamic is kind of like the slalom ski, where it's like we're going to take 100th of a second off of this thing, which is awesome in itself. Competitors got sick of the subjective judging. Like there was like, you know, or the popular person would win, you know, all the time. So we needed something that was like, okay, there's a time limit, there's rules, there's this thing now that's been created that's awesome. But I see the creative side dying. And it would be nice to have one competition that people just kind of strive to like get to, maybe something that's got like an actual purse that you can win, you know?
Wow, what a concept. Calm down, Ray. Wow, man.
But in order to get that purse, right, you need to build that notoriety and pull in the public that may not be bought in yet.
Yeah. Well, since we're just soundboarding it right now, so, you know.
Well, that's where WindyTube comes in, you know? We really make it accessible to the everyman in a way.
Everyman. Yeah. Hey, this thing's telling me that I have to upgrade to Pro. Apparently I didn't do that. So it's going to kick us off. It's going to kick us off in like 3 minutes. I'll start another one and then Dean can splice that all together.
Dean's good.
Okay, cool.
Okay. But because I still got some things I want to ask. So who were your influencers? Like who influenced you like growing up in this sport? Going, hey.
Growing up in the sport. Okay, I'll go first. Since I got to say, probably first person on my list is Matt. Again, he was the first person I ever saw fly in a tunnel, and he's done things, just goofy shit that I've never seen another instructor do to date. He does a really great zip line trick that I throw into almost every one of my demos. You know, you just walk up the glass, shoot a zip line over your shoulder, and then pantomime going across. You know, it's just like, you know, people don't think about stuff like that. You know, me and Matt, we're not skydivers. You know, we grew up in the desert making our own fun, you know. So we didn't know, you know, dynamic lines or, you know, what it was like in the sky. Right. So, you know, he took the tunnel and treated it more like a vert ramp in skateboarding than like a street skater. And he would bring his ballroom dance experience in there. He's doing like ballroom dance spins head down with Christy, our old GM, you know. So that really
another rad human.
Yeah, exactly. Christy Matthias, she's dope as hell. So that really kind of opened my eyes as to what flying could be. So stuff like the red fish style, the fishbowl, the door tricks, you know, just weird stuff was a big inspiration for me. And to this day, I still get people like, "Hey, man, you fly different." Like I've seen a lot of people fly. You fly different. So yeah, well, I mean, I'm not trying to be a dynamic flyer or anything.
Cookie cutter.
So Matt Freese style has been a big influence on me. And then like Will Ostag, Willow, like I said, he's like my my backflip rival, but also he made me an instructor. So he's a big influence on me. But I got to say, as far as like things I'm reaching for, it's got to be like Leo Volkov's, Tom Zivin kind of stuff, man. Like I had an hour of coaching out here in Portland with Tom's. That man is fucking insane. Yeah, he's different because he grew up in those outdoor Wallace tunnels, you know? So yeah, fuck yeah, dude. That explains a lot, actually.
Well, I worked in Vegas for 7 years or 5 years or some shit.
Wow, you're fucking old, man.
I know.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was a different thing. I was
gonna say it's a different beast.
Growing up in the desert, entertaining myself, and then all of a sudden had access to a wind tunnel, and it was like I wasn't a skydiver at the time, and
you made it your own.
It was badass. So what about you, Matt?
Influences. Who?
Who's your list?
I had a different kind of start, right? I was in the tunnel, the little tiny tunnel tucked away in the big old city. Drew Steele stayed at the gate. He the things that man can do to this day are still just unfathomable to my eyes and my mind.
Right.
But back then, seeing it, with no prior experience to anything or no other exposure to any other sport in that degree, he was my big. And it was funny enough, that zipline trick is actually Drew's that I took. Now, mind you, I added the comedy of like shooting it from across the tunnel and acting all silly the whole time. But Drew was the one that I ever saw that used to do like he called it his 007. But it's because he used to do it with a few other instructors who all used to do what they called tunnel vision. And they would fog up the Hollywood tunnel. They would put out music. It would get a big crowd. They would suck all the smoke out. And then they would all just do these weird tricks to music. And when he did that portion, it was to 007. The theme song there. So Drew was a huge inspiration starting out. And then that's kind of how it stayed because I wasn't really exposed to many other people. I mean, we would get some peeps from SF Bay that would come down, like Randy Ashley. He was a dope dude to watch fly. Him and Drew were fairly similar, but
that helicopter spin, boy.
Yeah, those legs would just tilt and then he would just disappear in a blur. But seeing him fly in SF Bay was dope. A few guys up that way, but it wasn't until I got to Chicago that I was exposed to everybody else. Seeing Garrett firsthand kind of take himself from, this brand new instructor to this lead instructor to somebody who
he's just a rocket ship, huh?
Yeah. With the dynamic lines. But I think that's where I kind of noticed, as you were saying, when you're in a smaller tunnel, a slower tunnel, right? Like Vegas or Hollywood, you're not able to really focus on the speed aspect of things because the tunnels just don't allow it. So it's all about those tricks and that fun stuff. And that's what I kind of kept when I went to Chicago and then eventually going over to Portland.
Nice.
And just kind of pulling from fellow instructors, Blake Cullen as well, like anybody that was nearby, kind of seeing their fun tricks. And once I started competing more, going to Phoenix and Seattle and seeing other flyers firsthand, mentioned Austin as well. So they're just pulling in those other things because those other elements that these flyers brought are from that environment of a faster, bigger tunnel, which was all still new to me and fun to watch. But I'm like, I wonder if I could try that out. We got the same build at home. Why not try it out?
Yeah. It's a weird thing. Like the whole like trick flyer, people get categorized as it. It's like, no, I'm not just a trick flyer. I also fly dynamic and this and that. And just the creativity aspect of it though, like imagine YouTube didn't exist and we weren't able to see what each person was doing,
Yes.
And if you discover a move or a trick without any outside influence and you go through the creative process of like figuring out how to do it, in my mind, even if you didn't invent that trick and that trick isn't new and it's been done before, you invented that trick in a way. Like you discovered that trick. You had to go through all the self-discovery, like all of the discovery to figure out how to make it happen. You know?
Yeah. I mean, and to your point, I think just that fun discovery portion is what kind of helps still push it. I think some freestyle routines in dynamic are starting to all kind of take some of that away and kind of strip it down for the sake of judging and scoring.
It kind of has to, though. Like, it kind of has to. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, with the instances of it being speed based, it's like, yeah, eventually you have to kind of whittle down some of that creativity. And we lose, like the VA Beach Boys, that bridge out the door, right? That was a fun ass trick, right? Just having everybody kind of run along, like that was good stuff.
Door tricks in general, you see them less and less.
Right? Yeah, and so more it's, how close can we get, proximity and the difficulty rating of each of those tricks. And so I understand where it's coming from, but I do.
So that's the evolution. That has to happen. I want that to happen.
On one branch.
That's going to be like the Olympic side of things.
Yep.
We need the X Games side of things to develop.
Exactly.
Or to continue to develop, because they've been around. I would love to see that, like the creative competition side, start back up, and then judged by the competitors and by the crowd. And there is no panel of expert judges.
That's what's up.
You know what I mean?
I kind of got so when I went to
so if you're the popular one, just bring all your friends to the crowd.
Right. There's always a way.
But that might be the more fair way to judge. When I was at the World Cup over in I forget the spot in northern France, but Kira tied with Raphael, like exactly across the board in the freestyle category. And I'm like, how does that happen? How do you exactly tie? And that's where I was thinking in my head. I'm like, man, maybe if we left it to the crowd, right? Like the amount of cheers, or like, then that becomes that X factor of like, that could probably give the edge. Because the old traditional way of scoring that we're trying to keep whittling away at, like you said, Ray, it has its place, but there's got to be this other portion where you do leave it up to the audience or the competitors and be like, oh no, clearly that person deserves it based on all of this response.
That's what I'm saying. A trick flyer category, like not improving or changing the way they judge, because only the freestyle competitors know the way they would like it to be. I'm not a freestyle competitor. Personally, I would say, in the trick flyer world, there is no compulsories. It is very subjective. It's 100% subjective. Like, what did it make you feel like when you watched it? Did it make you want to jump up out of your seat and lose your mind? Or were you kind of like, seen it, done it, been there? But it's a different category altogether. It's something completely different.
And that's where
it doesn't take away, it doesn't change the way we're doing dynamic, because I think that's tracking in the right direction. It doesn't change the way we're doing freestyle, because obviously that's tracking in a better direction than dynamic. Dynamic's kind of been dead it's never really grown. They've grown like processes, but it hasn't really grown in participation a ton. Not like belly fly, not like belly four-way. Belly four-way, there's 20 new teams yearly for the last 50 years. Like
you got government funded teams,
Yeah, that's growth. If you got the inkling to coach belly, you are rich, bro. Like that is the moneymaker.
But that's what I was saying about Frank and his routines at Win Games, right? They were so damn fun. Like
Frank is a trick. Frank belongs in our comp, right? Like,
and that's what I'm saying. Like a big ass baggy suit and flying all around, doing all the crazy tricks. Were they some of the most, sport and rule defying tricks? No, but they were fun as hell. Him coming out and doing the Queen routine, dressed up as Freddie Mercury and just the crowd. I'm like, we need more of that. Could everybody just try to do those? Because that pushes that creativity limit to not just what you can do in the tunnel, but how you're engaging the crowd and then what you choose to wear. And I thought that was great.
Yeah, super dope. Like, I'd go off on a tangent about that.
I know.
That dude's rad. Like, all right, so you're in Portland. You coaching?
Oh yeah, man, as much as I can. Nice. I don't skydive though, so most of my clients are just first timers that come through the tunnel, and they fall in love with it like I did. And some of them have been.
You know what I mean? It's different. Like I think that when people are wanting to do tunnel stuff to become better skydivers.
Sure.
They don't always want to learn how to tunnel fly, you know? And there's
Right.
plenty of people though that have separated that and said, all right, when I'm skydiving, I'm going to go skydiving. And when I want to learn how to tunnel fly, it doesn't matter if that tunnel coach skydives or not.
Exactly.
If they're good at what they're doing. Like,
exactly. You find someone whose style you like and you
Right.
get them to teach you. I mean, I put a lot of people through AFF, but I can't pilot a canopy, but I can
Right.
prepare the crap out of you to ace those jumps, you know.
You're
with
not
your
giving
body
them
plan.
canopy advice.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I heard
Yeah.
a joke. It was like, how can you can always tell the tunnel instructor at the drop zone by the size of his rig or something like that. It's like always just like huge fucking rig, really tight suit, you know?
I
look for those,
had a small rig. Shit.
You look for those free fly friendly 240 rigs, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Is
That's
that rig free fly friendly?
That's funny.
But yeah, I'm coaching as much as I can. That's part of my passion about the sport too. Is like the more I coach, the better coach I become, the better flyer I become. It helps me understand the sport better. So yeah, I've got a handful of coaching students. I've had a few that have started to learn and then went to the drop zone, did a few jumps, realized skydiving wasn't for them, and just came back and continued to be tunnel flyers because that's what they like.
Right.
That's sort of where I was at. Yeah, I had my skydive first, but then as soon as I tasted that tunnel, I was like, you mean I can just crank this bitch up to 11, rip the knob off and fly for an hour? Fuck yeah, sign me up, dude.
Sign me up.
Packing a parachute, waiting for a load, 30-minute plane ride up to altitude, 45 seconds of flying time. It's like, I'd rather just fly my body, man.
Yeah.
So those people
Until you start flying that parachute though, boy. I don't know. When I started skydiving, I was 19 and I had worked in the tunnel for about 8 months. The guy that does this podcast, Dean Ritchie, he says to me, he's like, what do you spend your money on? And I was like, weed. You know, like, I don't know. I don't spend, like, I live at home with mom and dad. Like, I don't, car insurance and weed. And then he was like, all right, I'm picking you up on Saturday and we're going skydiving. And he did that. And man, yeah, leaving the plane, it is only 45 seconds, but leaving the plane, pulling, like flying the parachute, that stuff was like, it's hard to beat that.
Yeah.
But
and that's what I was going to say.
Not comparing skydiving to wind tunnel flying. Like wind tunnel flying, I don't think I ever really compared the two. Like wind tunnel flying was punk rock. Skydiving was like I was close to God, you know? And tunnel flying was like, I'm gonna bust my elbow hard on that glass.
You will.
Or I'm gonna have an epic trick and it's gonna be awesome. And we didn't have YouTube to go throw it on.
Right.
It was just kind of like, hey, this is the thing we did. I'm lying. Those Eloy crew videos came out around the time YouTube was popping. So
I would have hated to have to learn how to skydive in the sky, I guess is what I'm saying. Like now that I know how to shoot,
that would be so hard.
Super hard.
Imagine you had a left hand out of control turn, spinning, blurry.
No time to fix it. No time to learn how to fix it, you know?
No.
So like now that I know how to fly, I'm down to get my skydiving license. I'll learn to pilot a canopy. Like
it's super
the
fun.
hard part's over.
Super fun. You know what else is super fun is paragliding. Like a little different, but the paragliding and then skydiving, and then it leads to like the speed wings, and that's dope because then you just find a hill, run down it, you get your canopy in, and then go to the tunnel. You can get your flying in, and just I don't know. Yeah, but it doesn't matter what the activity is. You know,
we got an instructor out here, David San Pedro, DSP, and he's a speed flyer, and I got bit by that bug for sure. So I like his mindset. It's like he skydives, but I think for me, tunnel would just be body flight, and then speed flying or paragliding would be strictly canopy. So it's like I don't feel like really passionate about mixing the two. With skydiving, it's body flight and parachute. With the speed flying or paragliding, it's just the wing. You know, there's no body flight aspect. So I'm interested in keeping them separate, you know, like body flying in the tunnel, canopy flying with a paraglider. And that's sort of like where my interest is right now. So I'll probably get my paragliding license before a skydiving one.
Yeah. Yeah. The big takeaway for the paraglider for me was you don't have to spend $28 to $30 on a jump ticket, right? But I almost don't want to spend $30 on anything else. So I don't know. Yeah. I'm playing both sides of the fence right now. So
yeah, I mean, I would say I've always found the skydiving community is just that, right? You have a bigger community. With indoor skydiving, you kind of go tunnel to tunnel, but they're not independent of a tunnel. You know, they don't hold big festivals or any kind of crazy parties and stuff, unless of course you're Tacho throwing a birthday party that can't be matched by anything I've seen.
Yeah. Boy.
Yeah.
That money, you got that paper, you could do that.
But
yeah, dude. Well, cool.
And that's what draws people in. Man.
Hey Matt, are you still coaching in the tunnel, or is that not so much?
Yeah.
Do they let you do that? Or
I would say my journey didn't lend itself to continue coaching students. I had some students in Chicago, but then obviously changing time zones just wasn't a thing for the students I had. And then I had just gotten back into instructing when I got the opportunity to go and work at corporate doing competitions. And so that kind of severed that piece as well. And it was stipulated, I think, in my original contract, from what I can remember, that I wasn't allowed to do coaching outside of like people that worked at corporate, from what I remember. I have you guys down here on this screen. So when I look down like that, I'm actually looking at you talking, not realizing that my camera's up here. So it just looks like I'm like.
Thanks for telling us, because it's really distracting when you're not making eye contact.
I think Ray's falling asleep. I got to make my answers more. So then I lit myself on fire.
Am I boring you? I'm sorry.
Not at all.
Exploded.
Not at all. Well, all that aside and all that talk about that, I encourage you to do the sky, mix the two just a little bit. It's like a Percocet and a Corona, you know?
Oh, now you're talking.
Don't mix too much.
Right.
Because then you don't wake up.
You don't want to fall in a K-hole. Skydiving.
You don't want that. No, I'm kidding. I'm not an advocate of opiates. I hate them and I think they're Satan. Okay.
PSA.
Yeah, PSA.
Now cut back in. So when I do them, I usually like to start with.
yeah. So real talk, guys. All right. I got
Ryan. So I got two more questions. One, any advice for new flyers starting off in this sport?
Definitely don't get discouraged would be what I would say. There's a Bruce Lee quote, like, during training, there will always be plateaus, but you must not stay there. You have to push past them. So things like back flying, people will always plateau. It's belly flying, you can pick it up in 10 minutes. Back flying, be prepared to spend an hour. It gets discouraging. A lot of people don't make it past that. So just a little bit of progress, be consistent, watch your videos, and visualize outside the tunnel is huge. You don't have to be flying to become a better flyer. You can visualize.
I would say.
Oh, and also wear pads every time, because sometimes pushing past plateaus hurts. So wear pads. Mm-hmm. Sorry, go ahead, Matt.
I was going to say, to add to that, have purpose when you do train to learn something, but don't forget to have fun. I think a lot of people get stuck. I have to transition just this way, and I have to do this and this. And I'm like, yeah, or you could just run along the wall, or not even do that. I knew a guy once that walked on the net as a cat, and he thought it was hilarious, but it ended up helping some of his stability drills when he was off the net because of the weird position he was in.
To cat.
I was gonna say that's some Volkovian shit right there, dude.
Yeah,
I'm about
the
that.
boat to cat.
And that's what I'm saying. I think the greatest progress happens when you experiment in the most unconventional ways, and that usually comes from being playful. But with coaching and everything else, I understand. You got to focus, and pay for that time, but maybe set aside a couple minutes just to be fucking weird and roll
around on the net at a low wind speed. Sometimes you got to do that.
And then
it's hard to do that when you're paying premium.
Yeah, definitely.
But I mean, you pay to do fun activities, and I feel like it shouldn't just be 100% work all the time. Otherwise, you might lose your passion for it.
Right.
And then to add to that, read. as much as you can on all the sites, indoor skydiving source, indoorskydivingworld.com, like get involved in that community and kind of become a part of it, because that'll add itself as well. Like, where's it going? Where's the next tunnel? Who should you keep an eye on?
Educate, get a little educated so that you know what goals are obtainable, maybe.
Exactly. I mean, because I feel like there's so many inside terms and names that get dropped.
Right.
And when you're in the know, it kind of helps connect you and your instructor, you and your coach, you and other flyers, and then you can all start sharing fun stories and like, oh, so-and-so as well. Bumblebee flying, like, yeah, fuck it up. Yeah. Fuck yeah, no Bumblebee.
That's
flying.
why I like that coach course that I do. I do a coach course for groups, and it's fun because we're able, there's time set aside every session for like that goofy balancey stuff.
Yeah.
Part of it, like need to kind of know how to do this stuff. And ultimately it's just waking up the body, right? So that
well, I mean, when you fly with people, they're not going to tell you like when someone asked me, like the first time they ever asked me to fly with them, I started thinking like, oh, my body position. And they just kept telling me to like, relax, just have fun with it. And it didn't make sense to me because I was so focused on perfection as opposed to just having fun with it.
Yeah. That word doesn't make any sense. Relax doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Relax. And they look at you like, I can relax, bro. Like I'm fucking as relaxed as they
don't I look relaxed?
Yeah. You're like, bro, that's not relaxed. Like that's like not relaxed. But that's funny. How can people get a hold of you if they want that coaching then, James?
Oh yeah. Well, you can look me up on social media. James Gillissenn, 2 I's, 2 L's, 2 S's. Gillisen, or actually looking me up on Instagram is a good way to do it. It's at Holy Water Hangover, or I can do my email, which I will also send to you. And maybe they could put it in the description of the podcast or something like that. Yeah. But I'm always down, and I have great rates and some really great instructors taught me coming up. People like who've been in the sports for a long time, like Jeff Dimmick. He's been doing it like 15, 20 years. And he lives out here in Portland. He was the team captain of Prana Vayu, the 4-way team with those guys. And he used to be like a yoga instructor, and that man's done it all. So
he's a ninja.
He's a total ninja. Yeah. And I grew up watching his coaching at the Portland Tunnel. And that changed my style, definitely influenced my style. I guess I should retrospectively add Jeff Dimmick to the list of inspirations there in a coaching sense. But yeah, I'm always down to meet new flyers and introduce people to the world of body flight. So definitely come down to Portland, hang out. We got cheap time because of the place that we are in the fleet. Portland's got some of the cheapest time. So
do you guys have any housing set up or the hotels nearby?
There is a hotel directly across the street from the tunnel. Come kick it. That's where Tom Zivan stayed when he was out here for like a week.
Cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Hey Matt, when you gonna show up here and do some flying on my staff time?
VA Beach. I'm tempted, Ray. Wife and I both. We
look at how
when did you road trip?
Oh, hey, wife and the kids, bro. Bring them.
Gonna say
it's so funny. My friends say that to me, like I don't have 4 kids. I'm like, bitch, it would cost me $10,000 to fly to California. Like,
oh yeah, we haven't been on a plane.
$10,000.
Like, yeah. You know what time it is, Ray. We're leaving the kids with the grandparents.
Family time. You're in that cocoon. So
yeah, but like I said, once we make it back over the mountain and we're more. It's no longer like a 3 or 4 hour drive to get to the tunnel. I think we'll be plugging back in.
And your business that you're doing now, is there any side hustle that you got going on that you want to plug?
Not at the moment. No, I was doing graphic design for a hot minute. You could check out freestyle.com, but
you don't do any freelancing?
I was, yeah. So I was doing some so shortly after being laid off from iFLY corporate, I was doing graphic design in the interim, my own little business, did some logos for some people. No moving graphics, all static stuff. Gotcha. But now, because of my current job, if anyone needs help with their websites, you let me know. But freestyle.com has my info on it. Oh, and that's my last name, Freese. So FREESE style.com.
Mega jealous of your last name.
Thank you.
I would have, if I lived in Hollywood with the last name Freese, I think I would have been the guy in some type of costume on the boulevard there, like superhero costume
on the boulevard.
Like, I'm Ray Freese.
We appreciate any sort of gratuity. You know, it's not expected, but you know, we're out here.
Yeah.
You guys have any questions for me?
Dude, I got one. What's under the hat, Ray?
Almost nothing. Almost nothing. Look, I gotta help that out a little bit. Look at that. Look at that.
Expected horns, honestly. I didn't know. I've never seen it.
It just, you know what? I've been wearing hats my whole life, and it's just not helping right here. I think I'm gonna go get some of that Matt Freese hair product. Look at that. Look at that gem he's got on his head.
I just cut my hair the other day just for you guys.
So what you got, James? What's going on underneath that hat? Huh? Oh, look at that. It's a beautiful flock of seagulls going on underneath that head.
I need a haircut. I did not cut my hair for you guys. So
yeah, I did not either. I needed to. So, well, hey, I really appreciate you guys' time. And
yeah, same, dude. Thank you for reaching out.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Down to talk about the sport.
It's always good to catch up. And hey, if we're ever not working in a wind tunnel, we could redo this in a little bit more and get a little bit more honest with it. You know what I'm talking about.
Man, as long as I'm getting paid, son.
Sad, you gotta be getting them dollars, son. All right.
As long as I get cash
money.
Because I love that, and I need that for me.
But it might be us coming to you, Ray, because we don't want you to spend $10K just to hang out and get the real. You know.
Oh, I won't. Yeah, I'll somehow make it so that it's part of the package. You know, be like, all right, let's make this happen. It will only cost me $10,000 to come.
And then you got to do activities for the kids. We'll figure something out. We can make something work. There's a tunnel in Portland, you know, that's really fun for the So Blake work at that tunnel with you?
He did. Not anymore.
He's in Seattle?
He works up in Seattle now, yeah.
Trader.
I know, jerk.
Yeah. I think he lived up there originally. So he's sort of returning to his roots.
Dude, that dude is ripped. There's something about that. Like having a strong core and being able to flip those cliffs.
That guy's religious about working out, man.
Yeah. Well, it looks like
when he started, he was just a big blob of a dude. You know, he was just all about the gains. He was more round than anything.
Right.
But then he was like, yep, his mindset changed from I just want to be big to I want to fly better. And that's when he just like leaned and cut and his whole body became a wing. Yeah. So
it's crazy how much bigger dudes look when they cut that roundness out of them. It's like, oh, I thought you were kind of chunky. And then all of a sudden you're like, dude, you're a monster.
I was gonna say they get more definition.
What happened? Like,
right? Like literally, it's a blob that just kind of just whittles down, and you see all that. Like, damn, bro.
You're like, dude,
he was dangerous.
I don't bark up that tree, but if I did, I'd be barking up your tree, dog. What up,
dude? Like whatever, Royd. Who's your Royd Connect, dude? I'm trying to get the gains, man. Right. I'm like, no, I know Blake's real talk. He's all natural. I think his gains mainly come from donuts. Dude loves donuts, man. So
I was gonna say he religiously works out. Like I've seen that man come to work sick. He's like, just got done with the workout. I'm like, you're pale in the face and throwing out blood. He's like, I'm fine. Everything's fine.
I'm good.
He's like, I took it easy today.
Yeah, I only lifted 250. It's fine. I just benched 250 today.
Yeah, with my dick.
With my dick.
I need to find myself hitting on him when I'm drunk, and I'm like, bro, I know my wife's right there, but still, what's up? Let me just touch your arms again one more time.
Real talk, I don't want to press y'all, but I hope to see another episode of that Windy Tube by next week.
There is
I'm kidding.
So much material that's happened between
in the future, man. If you guys find the bandwidth for it.
Oh yeah, it's in the works,
those skits and you think about it all the time. You're leaving a stone unturned.
True. Yeah, I don't know if we'll go back to the like talking heads on a couch format.
Sure.
You know, it might be a different format, but Windy Tube's not dead. Who knows? Yeah. TikTok, I don't know. That's a thing right now.
The industry as a whole has transformed from what it was a couple of years back.
Sure.
You know, between COVID and everything else. I feel like as a whole, Windy Tube would also have to kind of transform.
Yeah. But, well, actually become Windy Tube. Like it could be skits. It could be something.
Exactly.
You know? Remote skits are funny, dude. Like being able to do, like you do your part, Matt, and then like everybody just kind of does their own little part.
Trying to match their backgrounds with their
Yeah.
Stuff.
I don't know. That's not my wheelhouse. I'm the guy that comes up. I'm the asshole that's like, hey, have you tried to do this impossible thing yet?
Yeah.
He's like, yo, the Percocet's kicking in. Let me tell you what would be fucking hilarious right now.
It would be funny if you had a minotaur in a leotard. Like, what are you
climbing up a tree? All right, because they can't climb. Minotaurs can't climb. I've seen it. But
and then what would be good is anyway. Yeah. Hey, you guys, again.
I want the ideas from the first quarter of the joint, not the ideas that you get in the last quarter of the joint. You know,
I want the fresh greens ideas.
Did I just say that? Anyway, I got to break down all this lighting now. Y'all have a wonderful day.
You as well, good sir. Stay safe.
All right,
Peace
Stay
out.
lifted. I'll see you.
Yep, you too.
And there you have it. Another episode of Lunatic Fringe Into the Void, brought to you as always by, and say it with me, fuck yeah, NZ Aerosports. Head to nzaerosports.com. By Pussfoot. That's right, head to pussfoot.com, the extreme sports collective, and check out everything they've got to offer. By summitparachutesystems.com. Jarrett Martin and the family cranking out amazing pilot rigs, as well as incredible rigging courses. And now joining the Lunatic team, it's the one and only Tony Suits. You know him, you love him. Head to tonysuit.com. Check out all the amazing standards, as well as the new incredible signature line they've got going on. And as for us, the Lunatic Fringe is now on YouTube. That's right, you're going to have the chance to put faces to the audio by heading to youtube.com and looking up the Lunatic Fringe podcast. It's easy. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, check out all the amazing videos from the previous guests that we've had, as well as new and upcoming interviews on video. As always, I am the fucking pilot. Head to thefuckingpilot.net or theprincesspilot.com. Thanks for joining. We'll see you next time around.
Damn.